Okay, so a lot of us probably saw Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem by now. This is going to be a spoiler-filled review, so here we go. I will actually go with the bad first, and then I'm going to end on a good note, okay? So let's just start like that. So mainly the bad is one thing, and I think it's mainly because of my age and having grown up with the Ninja Turtles my entire life. I'm an elder millennial, like the internet likes to call people my age now in their late 30s. So, you know, the biggest thing in elder millennials' lives, especially when we were kids, the biggest boom as kids was Ninja Turtles. You know, you could talk to anybody our age, and we're huge into it. So, comparing it to the previous movies, and especially the first two movies and the original late 80s, early 90s cartoon, I was just thinking one thing about it. It kind of felt like, I know this is strange, but it felt like they almost glossed over the martial arts. Like, all the martial arts stuff feels very much just a part of montages. And I think that, and this is kind of a bad thing too, maybe in some ways, but we grew up with these movies. I'm talking mainly about the first one, and then I think 1990, the first live-action movie. That's my personal favorite. So I was hearing this movie was going to be, it was going to rival that. So I kept comparing Mutant Mayhem to the first live-action movie. So that first live-action movie, I think, is still going off of that, 80s martial arts flick type of vibe, and it's just, you can really feel the martial arts, and you can, for better or worse, you can feel the romanticization of the Far East in a sense, whether it's through Splinter or, the Ninja Turtles are meditating in a couple scenes, and things like that. So it just really feels like it has that connection to Asia, or like at least, that 80s version of how America saw Asia. Okay, so I get it. It might be a little weird that I'm saying this, but it's just my thoughts as seeing it. And I don't think it's the worst thing in the world ever either, but it did feel like I wanted to see a little bit more cool moves. I think that the main showcase we had martial arts wise was when Splinter was using all the weapons at once. I wanted, especially once or twice in every fight scene, for you to be to feel like, ooh, like that was a creative move. Martial arts creativity, sort of Jackie Chan style, but doesn't have to. You can be creative without being exactly Jackie Chan style either. So yeah, it just kind of felt like a little bit divorced from the martial arts side of it, a little bit. And again, there was fighting and stuff. They had it. It was good, but the feel of it was a little bit off. And I do think that Seth Rogen and his team probably wanted to steer clear of a lot of the over-romanticization of the Far East, of Japan, and it felt like maybe a little bit of cultural appropriation of them or something. I don't know, but I could see why they wanted to tread lightly in some areas where some stuff in the past they didn't tread quite as lightly. Let's put it that way, okay? So I think all that kind of affected the martial arts of it all, but that's kind of my main gripe with it. And I had some friends that are around my age, and I didn't say anything. And they came to me at 2 separate times, and they said the same thing. They said the same thing to me. We were feeling something off about the martial arts of it. And the other 2 guys that told me don't even do martial arts. They just grew up with Ninja Turtles. Really, that's it. That's the only bad thing about it. As far as I could tell, we're going to go to the good side obviously now. I love the animation, I love the voice acting, Superfly was great, The Splinter's story was great. This is one of the best things about the movie, actually. They really took time to figure out what the emotional arc was for the Turtles as a group, for Leo as a leader, and for Splinter as a father. Directly informs Splinter's arc. And it feels a little bit like screenwriting 101 in a way, but at the same time, it's like that's exactly what it needed. That's it. Of course, it's 101. You need the basics. And I was just really impressed by the character arc of them wanting to be accepted by humans, and it was just very emotional. They captured the emotion of the Turtles. It felt like a little bit emo at times, but that's what this movie was, and that's how they updated it. And the longing for acceptance, I think, was very worthwhile. I thought that was really great. And the other thing is Leo's hero arc. So I almost get choked up thinking about it. Leo, at the end, there's a moment where, I told you there was spoilers, there was a moment where it feels like all is lost, they're never going to be accepted. What the thing that they want most isn't going to happen. They're never going to be accepted. Leo steps up and he says, I think we should help anyway. It's just so good. It's so good. I love that scene. It's been with me since I saw it over a week ago now. He completes his hero arc completely. And leadership arc. Showing the kind of person he is, the kind of turtle he is in the worst circumstance for them. He's still trying to help people. And that probably says to his brothers more than anything that we see why you're the leader now, you know? And the stuff with Splinter, it's just great. It was not, they didn't gloss over the Splinter stuff either. He has a worthy character arc. You feel for him in this, and he's not just some side character. He's very central. He's integral to everything. The more, sometimes the more you unpack a movie, the worse it gets. But with this one, the more I unpack it, the better and better it gets. And that is because of the way they handled the emotional beats of this movie. It was just good, man. It was really good. Personally, I still think the first one is still going to be the best for me. Maybe it's nostalgia. I don't know what it is. But this very well could be number 2. This is better than probably the second live action movie. And the rest are, not worth talking about quite as much. But yeah, this one was very good. I liked it a lot. I'm looking forward to the Shredder stuff in the next one, and hopefully there'll be more ninja stuff. I did like how there was they started out sneaking around and having a need to sneak around, so that showed the ninja side. I want to see more of that and more of the martial arts stuff to see, I don't know, just kind of more creative use of their weapons. And I know it's also because they're more or less starting out. But yeah. Oh yeah. And the other thing is that Splinter teaches them basically from tapes and stuff, which is funny, but it just kind of took away a little bit of the connection to Japan. And maybe there was some weirdness there with Jackie Chan being Chinese and Splinter being, historically a Japanese rat character. So I wonder if they just kind of wanted to gloss over it because of that. So there was just, these kind of issues that were brought up, I guess, cultural appropriation and things like that. So I can see why they chose what they chose, but it did feel like maybe there was some better way to go about some of that. But anyway, let me know what you thought of Mutant Mayhem. And it looks like we're going to get some more, so can't wait for that. I'm Andrew, and this is Superhero Stuff You Should Know.